Okay, so was just minding my own business, right? Minding my own business, and I stumbled upon a new film on Now TV. All right, it's called Turtles All the Way Down. You know what I mean? Like the poster is two girls, right? It's a yellow poster with these two girls on the front, which I mean, you can't really take anything from that. And then the title, but I'm curious, right? So I took a look. It is directed by Hannah Marks. It is written by Elizabeth Berger and Isaac Aptaker. It is produced by Marty Bowen, Wick Godfrey, Isaac Klossner, executive produced by Paulina Sussman, Rosianna Hawes Rojas, Nikki Rami, Laura Quicksilver, Bart Lipton, John Green, Richard Brenner, Elizabeth Berger, and Isaac Aptaker. Ian Holquist handled the music, Brian Burgany, cinematography, Andrea Bottiligero edits the piece, Roanna Kress is on casting, Jennifer Clyde, production design, Michael Scott Main, art direction, set decoration, we have Rebecca Steele, costume design, we have Cairo Quartz, hair, makeup, right? All that goodness. We got Rachel Byer, Jodie Byrne, Lindsay Emmert, Jason Irvin, Amber Johnson, Samantha Maloney, Scott H. Reeder, Jordan Sanders, Ann Taylor, Andrea Reif, and Shanae Wright. So, the cast. So, Isabela Merced is Aza Holmes, right? Her mother, Gina, is played by the great Judy Reyes. Man, Judy Reyes is great, right? Actually, yeah, no, we don't. We do see him, but we don't actually have who plays her dad, because it's just like flashbacks, you know what I mean? Anyway. So Aza's best friend Daisy is played by Cree. Their other mutual friend is Michael, played by Malik Johnson. Then there's Davis, right, who is played by Felix Mallard. He's got a younger brother, Noah, played by Miles Eckhart. There's Professor Abbott, played by J. Smith Cameron. Dr. Azra's doctor, Dr. Kira Singh, played by Purna Jagannathan. There's Lyle, played by Tim Gooch. Mark, played by Jason Kintz. Holly, a waitress at Applebee's, played by Hannah Marks. Oh, yeah, the director. Right. There's Evan, played by Rico Romulus Parker. Quinn, played by Debbie Ryan. Mr. Adler, played by John Green. Detective Dwight, played by Kevin Crawley. Oh! No, that's not. No, that's not the person. Actually, her dad was Harold. Yeah. Okay, but that's it, right? Now, the film is based on a 2017 book by John Green right, of the same name. You know, the gist of the story is this: Aza Holmes. It's not easy being Azra, but she's trying to be a good daughter, a good friend, and a good student, all while navigating an endless barrage of invasive, obsessive thoughts that she cannot control. When she reconnects with Davis, her childhood crush, hmm, anyway, Azra is confronted with fundamental questions about her potential for love, happiness, friendship, and hope in the face of her mental illness. Now, the thing is, Azra, she suffers from OCD, right? Um, yeah, which obsessive compulsive disorder. I think there's so many different types of OCD. So it is a blanket term we do like to throw out, but you know, there's different things people have, right? Some people, they can't leave a room without pressing the light switch multiple times. Some people, it's checking they've got their keys, right? As well, she worries about germs and that kind of thing, right? And who she is. So we have all of these different things. Now, yeah, I knew nothing. I don't know the book, right? I think I've read some John Green books. I believe I have read a book of his. I might be wrong, right? I think he had something about planes, right? I think so. I might be wrong. I might be thinking about someone completely different. I think I might be. Yeah. I think I might be thinking of someone completely different. Anyway, you don't give a fuck about that. I am. I'm definitely thinking about a different author. But right, so we we start off and we have as we're like talking about germs, right? The bacteria that we have in our bodies and all of this kind of thing, and how we're multiple pieces of bacteria. So are we people? Like just all of these thoughts, right? And she's sitting with Dr. Singh, her therapist, and they're talking about the issue she's having, how she's coping, just these different things, right? She doesn't want to take her medication, which you get. So we have that, but then we see her with her best friend Daisy. And I think one thing I really liked about this film is the relationships, because you buy these relationships. I know I say it a lot, right? But I think it's a big thing, and it's definitely a big thing for me. You know what I mean? Because there's films where, look, it should be great, but you just don't buy the scenarios. You don't buy what's going on. With this one, you do believe that Azra and Daisy are best friends. You know what I mean? Just the way they talk to each other and all of these kind of things. Even the arguments and the pettiness that we see, you buy that, right? That's a thing. That's a thing. So that was great. Right? The stuff with Michael, the stuff with Davis, again, all of these things feel natural, right? It's all believable within the context of this film that we're watching. So I thought that was great. And even just the Applebee's thing, right? Eating off vouchers. I mean, who hasn't been so fucking broke at some point in their life where it's just like, yo, we got vouchers. Let's do this. Even I just remember just going to the cinema multiple times with Orange Mondays, I think it was, something like that. Anyway, like cheap tickets, man. That was the one day of the week. Go to the cinema on a Monday because it's cheap. So there's all these different things that you can relate to, but also it's I think you can envision and empathize with the situation as a finds herself in. right? It's a little heartbreaking. You feel that, right? It's being able to feel is another important thing about film watching. Being able to, relate to a character, even if they're doing shit that you would never do, right? You can just relate on a certain level. And I think this film makes you do all of those things. So I thought I really enjoyed that. I really like that aspect of it. I like the music, right? I like them. I mean, there is a lot of music, but we don't get those emotional beds, which are fucking frustrating. So that's all gravy, man. That was gravy. I like that. Right now, there was the one thing that I did find a little bit odd. I wasn't sure about, right? Was the fact of we have Aza, right? She's concerned about bacteria. She's concerned about these different things. We have her like contemplating how many germs are in water, right? Now, the sewage in water. Now, even if there was no sewage in the water, water still contains a load of fucking bacteria. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Like, bacteria isn't necessarily bad. You know what I mean? Like, we need bacteria in our stomach, right? The gut biome. Otherwise, we can get mad ill. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, if we have this girl and she is just worried about germs and, civid and things like this, door handles, money, like there's so many other things that you would be concerned about too. You know what I mean? Like, I would imagine every time she pushed the door open, she'd be using hand sanitizer, right? And it's just touching surfaces in public. You want to touch, yeah. I mean, hey, we seen people in the toilets, right? People come out of a cubicle. They clearly done more than just pee, right? They clearly did other business and then they leave. And you're just like, fuck. I have to wait for someone to come in now because I don't want to touch that motherfucking door handle. You know what I mean? Or these dirty fuckers just put their hand under the water and then go. And it's just like, you didn't use soap. What the fuck, son? You didn't use soap. Water ain't taking the shit off your hands. What is happening? Right? So yeah, there's things here where I'm just like, yo, if she's this condition that she has, if it's as serious as we are led to believe and we see, then it's gotta be a little bit more consistent. Now, I understand that the invasive thoughts, that's not gonna be necessarily 24/7, 365. Right? Those things, you can have good patches and then suddenly you're just spiraling. That, boom, I get that. But when you're worried about bacteria, when you're worried about dirt, that's not just like, oh, today I'm fine. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, that's when I'm bugging out about. No, you'd be concerned about all those different things, right? So I thought that was a little, you know what I mean? Everything else, though, I thought was pretty cool. As I said, the other things were fine, all of that kind of thing. Like, there is a synopsis going around for the film that is right because it just says a teenager with OCD tries to solve a mystery surrounding a fugitive billionaire. That's not really the story, right? That's a fragment that we have, but it's not the story at all. Does that really kind of gets resolved? We circle back, but yeah, it's the main thrust of the story really is the navigating of life, right? The things that make us up, right? Friendship, love, you know what I mean? Just understanding, empathy, just these things. That's what this film is. And I think it did handle them very well. I don't know, like Cree, we have this conversation near the end, and Cree says a thing, right? It's just like, oh, you're whole when you're loved. I don't buy that, right? I don't buy that. I think you can be, you know what I mean, whole just on your own. You know what I mean? I think love adds a new fabric to the tapestry of who we are. You know, love is an evolution. It's not the be all or end all, right? But it can bring stuff to you, you know. But anyway, you don't need that. But yeah, no, I did really enjoy this film. I did really enjoy this film. Um, I think like, if you are, ooh, yeah, what would this be? Because there's a load of films that have been out recently that I feel are trying to get here, but just don't, right? Like there was the greatest hits that we looked at a few weeks back. That, you know what I mean? I don't think it hit this level of emotion, you know? But it's not like a comedy kind of thing, like You're Not So Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. It does kind of bring you that connective tissue like that film. A bit like Hey God, It's Me, Margaret. Are you there? That's not a title, is it? But you know the film I'm talking about. It's definitely got some resonance with that film. So I would say if you like those two films, you're gonna like Turtles all the way down. You know what I mean? It's a lot better than like The Idea of You. Ugh. Yeah, it's a lot better than that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that was work. But yeah, it's there's a lot of heart and soul in this film. So if you like that in your film watching, if you do, people, and why wouldn't you, right? Why the hell wouldn't you? Then hey, go check it. I think it's on Max in the States. UK, you know, what I mean, I caught it on Now TV. Otherwise, it's on Sky Atlantic, and yeah, other places. So yeah, I highly recommend watching it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So Turtles all the way down, right? And they do explain what that is within the film. So, you know, they do hit on these philosophical bits. So if you do like some philosophy, you know, again, I mean, this can hit you on those different levels too. So yes, Turtles all the way down. It's out now. Go check it out.